And now we moved to France, and I call here Anaïs Coulpin from Manifest Pictures. It's a distribution company that's been created starting from few production companies, right? But she will tell you.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Anaïs Coulpin and I work for Manifest. During this speech I'm gonna introduce you to the way we work and give you an overview of our catalog. So Manifest was founded in 2015 by several French production companies to capitalize on their distribution resources and increase the opportunity for the film to be seen by a bigger audience. So now the company has opened up to some other producers and filmmakers. Now Manifest acts as a sales agent and a festival distributor for over 90 short films and work with 15 production companies. In fact, Manifest is taking care of 20 to 25 short films per year. Over half of our catalog is composed of live-action short film. The rest of it, it's a combination of animated, documentary, experimental short films, but also hybrid short film like animated documentaries. In its first 2 years of existence, Manifest won 300 awards in 1,300 festivals, including Cannes, Locarno, Oberhausen, and Clermont-Ferrand. Among our most notable success, we can think of Belle à Croquer, Delectable You with 80 selection, Home Swim Home, Le Grand Bain with 80 selection, or Il Silencio, which started its career with a Cannes premiere. Regarding the distribution, Manifest work with French and international channels, with VOD platform, with institutional arrangement and movie theater. In addition to the preservation of these existing partners, Manifest is trying to make connection with new partners, with new actors of the market. Actually, the Manifest Award we gave in the Brest European Festival, where the winning director was granted his distribution for free, is one step toward this Manstad. So we've got like great short film in the catalog, which already have a great visibility in festival, but are still free for buyers. Actually, this is the case for 3 short films that are in the run for the French Academy César Award for next year. So Embraced is a short film by the young filmmaker Justine Wilsteker. It's a visual poem, it's an animated short film. In this short film, Justine is trying to show us the remains of a relationship and the traces of an old love story. The film was premiered in Annecy and is already selected in 40 festivals. Parade is a live-action short film, a 27 minutes short film made by Sarah Arnold. In this short film, the short film shows us the meeting between an ornithologist's guide and a deluded fisher woman who is really tired of the world and wants to change it. So the film is a welcome tribute to nature, and it was projected in Locarno, Winterthur, and Clermont-Ferrand. Let Me Dance is a LGBT drama directed by Valérie Leroy, who you may already know for her first short film, Home Swim Home. So the film deals with trans identity, and it's also a portrait of a unique woman. So the films continue its journey through Palm Springs, Short in Japan, and Trouville, where the film won 2 awards last year. This is another short film that won an award in Trouville, the Unifrance Award, 5 years after the war. It's a 6-end creation. These mostly animated short films transform the story of someone looking for his past and his family into something extraordinary through style, humor, and empathy. And spectators from over 80 festivals already discovered these surprising short films. Speaking about surprises, we are facing some of them in Bug by Cédric Prévost. In this fantasy 70-minute short films, the director discusses our relationship with reality thanks to a character who will deal with that reality, and that he has the power to change the reality in a really surprising way. So after Richmond, Strasbourg, and Trouville, the film will be in Miami next year, sorry. So during the meeting, I will be happy to talk with you about this short film that already have a great festival career, but I've got new short films that I hope you will soon hear about. This is the case for The Animal. It's a drama made by Sebastian Kaas, a Norwegian director. In this short film, you will see the story of Siri, a 15-year-old girl that are facing some trouble with his family. And she received a call from the Child Protection Service, and she will have 2 days to make her life look like she have good environment and good family and family before the child protection are coming to her. And then you will see an extract of On the Other Side. It's one other fantasy short film about modern society too, and will deal with the unexpected consequences of new technology. Okay. So thank you for listening. I'm leaving you with some extract of this short film, and I will see you in the meetings.
Mais tu fais chier là, qu'est-ce que tu fous?
Je te l'ai dit, il faut que je sache.
Que tu saches quoi?
Si ça vaut la peine ou pas.
Joyeux anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire.
Ils ont eu leur petite histoire, lui réfugié, sans papier, elle déjà mère célibataire à Paris. Ils ont essayé, ça n'a pas marché. Puis entre-temps, je suis arrivé quoi.
Fin du programme. Fin du programme. Fin du programme. Fin du programme.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nice. And we are still in France and calling Zoé Roisson from Salud Morissette. Welcome.
Thank you very much for the invitation. So today I'm glad to present you our last acquisitions, starting first with 2 American comedies, Tea Time on Hip Hop Nation. This film is about the idea that music might define who you are and maybe the kind of people you will get along with. This woman is playing like a radio host who is doing a job interview for a radio station, for a hip-hop radio station, but coming from a classical background, she doesn't know anything about hip-hop, and which results in a total absurd situation. Actually, the filmmaker is making a bit fun of herself because she's the main actress of the film. The film is already a bestseller. We sold it to France, Belgium, Switzerland, and Spain. Now, Cops and Robbers. Cops and Robbers features some crew and cast of the famous American sitcom called How I Met Your Mother. In this film, you will discover how a restaurant robbery can go terribly wrong when the robbers forget to lock the door. Now, I would like to present you two Swiss dramas, both directed by a former student from the film Swiss school called L'École. The first one, Bonobo. It was a huge success in Clermont-Ferrand, where it won the Audience Award. In this film, we follow the story of three very different characters. So a retired man, a Spanish mother, and a young teenager who is passionate about dance. And all of them are living in the same buildings, and they are all confronted to the same problem, which is like the main elevator is out of order. Now, Sacrilège. So Sacrilège is directed by the Swiss director Christophe M. Zabert, whose previous short Discipline and Punchline were a huge success. The film happens in France, in a little town called Saint-Étienne, and it's the story of Mehdi, who is the kind of like a chief of a street gang, and he's been accused of having stolen money from the local mosque by his Muslim friend. Actually, the film is based on a true story. It's based on a story that really happened to the main actor, who's also called Mehdi, and he also comes from Saint-Étienne, and they shoot the whole movie on one stairs, so on the city, on the main stairs of the city. Now I would like to present two more art house and Cannes titles. The first one, On the Border, was one of the favorite short of the Cannes programmers this year. The film received a special mention from the jury. They even called the filmmaker the new Jazzanke. And the film is the story of a Korean teenager who's living in China and who is trying to go back to China. Now, Third Kind. Third Kind is a quite particular movie. It's a 30-minute short. It's based on the true event that happened in 2015 in Greece, where more than 2,600 refugees stayed in the airport of Athens for more than 2 years. And in 2017, the airport was evacuated, and they had to leave very quickly, and all their stuff remained there. So, like their tents where they were living in, and objects and things. And the Greek director Yorgos Zois, whose previous feature premiered in Venice, who was called Interruption, decided to shoot a science fiction film in this very particular location. So the story, it's about three archaeologists that are living in the space and are coming back on Earth to investigate after a huge disaster happened and ended all human life on Earth. The film premiered at the Critics Weeks in Cannes and was selected in Telluride and many different festivals worldwide. And lastly, I would like to present our Oscar-qualified shorts. Their Chickens is directed by the Oscar winner Mauro Müller and features the famous actors Philip Baker Hall from Magnolia and Caris Dorsey from Walk the Line. It's a story of the birth of a friendship in between a young teenager and an old man that have to share an hospital room. Magic Alps. Magic Alps is an Italian production. It's the story of the first Afghan goat who is asked for asylum in Italy. Rain Boys. Rain Boys is one of the most successful UK titles of this year. It was selected in Sundance and it was BAFTA and BIFA nominated. It's the story of how hard it can be to be gay in a jail in Ireland, and especially when your uncle-in-law is a Catholic priest. And the last one, Bonbonnet. Bonbonnet follows the story of a Palestinian couple who try to have a child. But unfortunately, the husband is imprisoned in an Israeli jail. So therefore, they have to find a way to smuggle the sperm out of the jail. And it's a film that it's based on real events. So this is really something that's happening in Israeli jails. And of course, not only in Israeli jails, but also in jails worldwide. The film premiered in Toronto and has been selected in many different festivals worldwide. And lastly, I would like to say a few words about a new project that we are developing with Salo Morisset. Over the last 2 years, we close partnership with producer and distributor and also film schools, such as Ad Astra, Insolence, and film schools like l'École in Switzerland or Minshar in Israel. And we acquired more than 200 high-quality short films. So they are a bit older, so they are like their library catalog. So yeah, if you're looking for any short in particular, just feel free to ask us. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Zoe. And now we're having it as the next distribution company we have is a very important Austrian collection of classic movie and new movies and experimental movies with almost 30 years of founding and being existed. I'm calling Sixpack Film and Brigitta Burger-Utzer from it. Thank you for being here.
Yes, also thank you for having me invited and for giving Sixpack Film the possibility to pitch here 8 films from our contemporary catalog. I will first shortly introduce Sixpack Film as a world sales organization, and then show you a show reel of the films here I have especially selected for this Torino short film market. Sixpack Film was established in the year 1990, especially to secure an audience for Austrian art films and videos. Our catalog contains now more than 1,800 films. They can be feature, documentaries, or essay films, but most of our films are short films from the experimental field, but also, of course, short animation films, fiction films, and also short documentaries. And we have not only new films, but we also work as a distribution company for historic works. So you can see all the classics of the Austrian avant-garde, like the films of Peter Kubelka, Kurt Gren, Valley Export, or Maria Lasnik, and but also of now very famous feature film directors like Barbara Albert, Jessica Hausner, Nikolaus Geierhalter, or Rainer Frimmel and Titsa Kovi, to name just a few. We work around the year with more than 200 film festivals and have more than 500 festival invitations. And what else can I tell you? I would say we have all the genres also represented. But the big budget films are represented by the Austrian Film Commission, like I think this is in many countries, and it's very important that we don't give up the films after 5 years, like the most world sales agencies do, but they stay at Sixpack Film for sales activities like VOD or also TV, or of course distribution for cinemas and cinematheques. You will see now a show reel of the 8 films in the catalogue. This film was premiered in Berlin. It has now more than 40 festivals. It's the biggest agricultural valley in California and in the whole USA. And it only exists because a huge irrigation system, because it's a desert. That's a short fiction film about a young girl who is quite bored of her life. It was premiered in Sarajevo. It will be shown soon in Saarbrücken, Max Ophüls. It's a student film. In general, in this show reel, we didn't interfere in the films. They are shown in their original style. That's one of the best animations of the last year. It's a special handicrafted film, as you see. Katrina Daschner is a famous performance artist who also makes experimental films, always combined with performance. She's a regular guest of the Oberhausen Short Film Festival. This is a kind of horror movies with special zombies in a grotto. She's an animation talent. Always constructing special devices or even absurd machines or so, and showing the filming output of it. This is a music video of a very important experimental filmmaker, Siegfried Fruer. It's made with a lomographic serial camera. This is a brand new animation film with macro scenes. It will be shown in 2019 in Sundance. We just got the invitation. You see macro scenes of insects, surfaces, hairs, dead animals. This is also a brand new
تلخی ماجرا بیش از همه اینجا بود که آذر هفته قبل قرار بود برای دیدن خواهرش برگرده اصفهان، ولی به دلیل طرح فوری ترافل بن که از هفته قبل در آمریکا به اجرا در اومده بود، سفرش رو موقتاً کنسل کرد. بر اساس این طرح، ساکنین 7 کشور که یکیش هم ایران بود، به مدت نامشخصی اجازه ورود به آمریکا رو نداشتند. در داستان آذر این جزئیات تقویم ساعتها و روزها هستند که مهمند و نهایتاً باید ثبت بشن. خواهرم مریض بود و میخواستم برم پیشش اصفهان و ببینمش. بلیتم رو برای 29 ژانویه گرفته بودم، ولی در 27 ژانویه طرح ترافل بن اجرا شد و من تصمیم گرفتم که فعلا نرم و بلیتم رو کنسل کردم و خواهرم 1 فوریه فوت کرد.
So yes, I'm happy to meet you and also send you links, and of course you can watch all the films in the video library.
Thank you, Brigitte. Thank you very much. And we moved from Austria to the Netherlands, and I'm calling you Sydney Nether from SND Films. I'm sorry, I like to be so awkward. Another like long living company, like since 2080 or now. 20?
No, you're over. Yeah, it's 24, but it will be 25 in January. So it's been a long time. I started in 1994, and I started to go to Sundance, pick up shorts there, and later on shorts from Holland, and then it expanded all over the world. I just have to go to the next slide because then I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm always trying to see and to find Oscar shorts. I try to find the shorts that are going to win awards, but I'm also in charge of doing the Oscar screenings in LA, for instance, with a publicist as well. So each year we have a couple of Oscar qualifying films, and hopefully they will be shortlisted. So I'm going to show you a few films that are qualified this year, and of course it's not the only kind of films I do, but I try to focus on that as well, because it is one of the best 15 films a year that you can get each year. I do a lot of animation. I try to pick up films that have a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't do experimental films. I used to, or I picked up many years ago, films from Bill Plympton, for instance. You probably know him. And he's still making a lot of short films. Luckily, he's making feature films as well. So over the years, I picked up many films from animators like I said, Bill Plympton, Michael de Dok de Wit, Paul Driessen, Dutch film animators who are really, really strong. And they keep on making short films, so it's actually really great to represent those people. And they've won many, many awards, and after, like Sixpack said, we throw away films after 5 years, which is not true. We keep the films, and after 20 years, people are still looking for those kind of films. So we started a channel together with a German company on YouTube called Kiss Kiss, which means keep it short. And we're doing that with Premium Films, which is another sales agency, with Interfilm, with Magnet Film, with Kurz Film Agentur. So you see all these films online that were not online anywhere else in the world, because no one was putting them online. So we're doing that, and a lot of consumers are happy with it, because there are little gems on it as well. Sometimes we put the films on there as well that are only a couple of months old, because the filmmakers would like to have an audience. They want to make a little bit of money, but that's not their most important thing. Then the other thing is live action, LGBT. I try to spice up my catalog a little bit. I prefer not to have a lot of drama, because there's so much drama already going on in the world, and also in the world of film, that I always try to have genres, and LGBT is great, some Jewish subjects are great, horror is always good. So I usually tell people, if you have a film that's animated, it's LGBT, it's horror, and it's Jewish, then you're the you're the guy. Because then you can actually distribute those films to the Jewish film festivals, the gay festivals, the animation festivals. So you have the whole world basically. And I also do feature docs, but not a lot. I pick up like 5 maximum a year, and then I pick up like 20-25 shorts. I just want to go on. These are the Academy Awards from the last couple of years. Single Life, you probably know this one. I mean, a few people would probably know. I'm going to show you a clip of a Double Life, which they made this year. This was made in 2014. This was a great animated doc in 2000, which was awarded in 2016, Last Day of Freedom. It's 30 minutes long, so it's always more difficult to sell these kind of films. But it was really beautifully done, a strong story about death penalty in the United States. It hasn't been, I can tell you it sold really well, but it's not true. It didn't sell very well, but it did sell a little bit. This one sold really well because Jane Birkin is in it, and the story itself is really sweet. It's drama, but it has a comedy touch, so it works really well for a lot of people. And the good thing about the Oscar release is that, the Oscar titles, that they get a release in the United States, so they actually get an audience, and it's like a 3 million. Box office release, so it's actually a lot of people watch it. This is one of the LGBT films that I just picked up from a young guy from USC. Just 30 seconds. Is this all? I don't know. Why doesn't it work? Yes. So this is the, sorry, this was this one. I think something went wrong in terms of, I think the trailer seems like should be longer. Maybe not. Well, this is the first time that you see a trailer twice, so it actually, yeah, okay, so this was the fish tank. We go to the next one. Yeah. This is Rubber Dolphin, which was at Cine Fondation this year. 30-minute short film, 28 minutes actually. Not easy to sell, but it's a beautiful story inside one room, basically. It's a one-night stand, and the next morning, you know, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but of course, most one-night stands, they end up, well, they end up, it's up to you what they end up. This is a little clip. This is A Double Life. Huh? Yeah, next one. Aubon is a great short doc which has won a lot of awards. It's also Oscar qualified. It's going to show in screen at Sundance in 2019. I'm not allowed to say it, but I'm saying it anyway. We hope it's going to be qualified for the for the animation department, animation section. So we don't know. I mean, short animation, short animated docs in the animation. It's hard to get it's shortlisted even. So we just hope it's gonna work out.
Akiko! 手を見せちみ。
Well, it's a story about a girl who tells the story, her own story of Hiroshima when the bomb fell, and she basically survived, and she's 94 now. So it's a really strong story. A lot of people like it. I talked to the voters in New York, and they said, we really love it. So hopefully it's going to do something. Next one. I'm pressing, but nothing happens. This is Emily, also Oscar qualified, made by a woman who's still very young, but she is really amazing, the style, the kind of style that she has. She made Zeezucht or Jonas and the Sea in the past, and another short film called Sabaku. And this is her third short, really beautifully drawn. That was Emily. And then we go to the next one. I have no idea what the next one is because I forgot. Oh, not again. Sorry. Okay, this is a co-production with Canal Plus, Le Mans 1955, which is on the terrible accident that happened in 1955 where 80 people were killed during a crash. Beautifully animated, and it's not easy to sell because it's animation, but dramatic animation. And usually animation sells really well if it's comedy or lighter, but you know, that's the way it is with
We are Mercedes. With a name like that, victory's our only option.
I think we go to the next one. It's a little bit against my policy to show trailers, because you see a little with animation, you can see what how they draw and what the quality is, but you don't really get the story, which is unfortunate. This is my last Israeli acquisition, How to Swim. It's showed at Palm Springs. Great little story about a girl who is pregnant, and then she meets the mother of another pregnant girl in the hospital, and then something happens. They go out and they go to a department store, and it's really funny. And that's the end of it.
On time. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we're going out to Europe and reach Canada. And I'm calling Maud Christian from Traveling Distribution. That also quite a few years of experience. It's almost 10 years, so 10 years? 10 years.
Yeah, 11 in fact.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so many stuff. So, thank you for being here. So I will start this old school presentation with paper note, no trailer. So that will be good. So I will introduce traveling. Okay, good. For more than 10 years, Traveling has been working for promoting and distributing short film for mainly talent from Quebec. Carefully selecting the film Traveling became an essential curator of content, and the company is always reaching out new audience. Today, the evidence is that the distribution is a complex work, so we work with the artist to help them to focus on what they do the best, the films. So the catalog of Traveling is composed of fiction, animation, and documentary short film. 9 titles out of this one are available on the platform online library of the Torino short film market. So I will present briefly each one. The first one is America. This is an animation short film directed by Nadav Arbel, who is based in Israel. This is the story of a mother and a son who receive a telegram from America with an invitation for a phone call. So this is the story of the hopes of a mother and also the dreams of a son. The next one is Brotherhood. This is a fiction short film directed by the Tunisian-American director who is Myriam Joubert, based in Montreal. This short film won the best Canadian short film in the Toronto International Film Festival in September, and a lot of other prizes in film festivals in Europe and also in Canada the last weeks. This is a family story, take place in the rural Tunisia. The film focuses on the tension between the father and a son. The older son will return home after a long time in Syria with his new wife. The cinematography and the direction of this short are really wonderful. So the next one is Constellation. This is a fiction short film directed by Anna Maguire, who is based in London and also in Montreal. She is also the main actress in the film. The short film is interested in the sexual needs of a woman in and out of her couple. Girlfriends. This is a French-speaker fiction short film directed by Marie Davignon from Quebec. This is a story of three friends after the return of travel of one of them. The short film focuses on the relationship between the three girls, and it's focused also on the border between the friendship and the love. Lunar Orbit Rendezvous. This is also a French-speaker fiction short film directed by Mélanie Charbonneau, from Quebec. This is a story of a woman tampon and a man astronaut, as on the picture. This is the travel of two young adults from the Earth to the Moon. The film was presented in summer in Locarno. Malia Melts in the Rain. This is a fiction short film directed by Carmine Pierre Dufour and Emily Mannering, both from Quebec. This is the story of a young black girl. This short film focuses on the feeling to be different through a new haircut. Shirley Temple, also a French speaker, documentary short film directed by Audrey Nantel-Gagnon from Quebec. The film follows two teenagers are preparing for an evening that will mark the beginning and the end of an age. The film is about these girls and also about to be a woman through the age. The Little Waves, French speaker fiction short film directed by Ariane Louisin from Quebec. This short film highlights the first sexual desire of Amélie, a young teenager. The filmmaker who has directed last year Wellskin has a fresh and original point of view on the sensation of a young protagonist. And finally, Your Mother is a Thief. This is an animation short film directed by Marie-Josée Saint-Pierre from Quebec too. This film is about the psychological violence of parental alienations. So I have to have the right of all film are available for exclusivity and for the world. And I have just to thank you for your attention, and I will stay here for the afternoon. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask me. And you have the website and the email address to contact us later. So thank you, and have a good lunch.
Thank you, Maud. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you to be present, to be patient and follow all the presentation, and to all distributors